Hi, this is Amy, and I'm talking tonight about um, truth and the gospel and Buechner. So I wanted to answer question 2 first, and it's whether Buechner's use and understanding of the word truth either aligns or differs them from my experience. And I would say neither. That I resonated very deeply with what Buechner had to say, but it was such a different presentation of truth in the gospel that it was something that was kind of new to me in some sense, but that I identified with it. So, one of the things straight out of the gate that struck me was just his discussion of ordinariness, the ordinariness of life, and how that kind of transcends humanity. He talks about Pilate, for example. Even before breakfast, a modern day Pilate gets up and, he just chooses life and splits his cigarettes apart and flushes down the tobacco. And then he goes and he has breakfast, and then he drives into work, and, he looks out the window and he takes stock of his city. And he struggles with fears and doubts and all the things that kind of plague us as human. But one of the things that Buechner sees as truth is that's the way we are. Like, this is the way we have this shared humanity inside. And that part of preaching the gospel is being able to have that revealed. And Pilate, that's revealed to Pilate by Jesus. When Pilate hears a bruised and battered Jesus, and when Pilate questions him about truth, Jesus is silent, and Pilate is left with himself. So it's that silence that kind of wraps around the gospel that helps us see who we really are inside. And it's who we really are inside, that is often the tragedy. And that tragedy, it's the bad news that kind of opens the door to the good news, what Buechner says. He uses the example of Sarah and Abraham. Here, these people, they're in their 90s, and they have been barren for their whole adult lives. And now an angel has come down and has told them that they will be having a baby. And in that culture then, and that culture today, not having a child was seen as kind of a scourge. It was a bad thing. Like, couples are sometimes outcasts because of it. So to be told that in their 90s, like, yeah, it leads to the comedy Buechner talks about, but there's still this tragedy, this the tears and hardship underneath. He talks about if you're not gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, and that leads us into the gospel as comedy. And that's Sarah and Abraham laughing until they cry. It's Zacchaeus being chosen, the tax collector. It's it's the people that society despises, the least of these, the people that aren't even considered, that God comes for. And it's almost divine comedy, that he chooses the weak and the most improbable among us. And then the third is the fairy tale. And the fairy tale is Sarah having a baby in her 90s. The fairy tale is the miracle, the improbability, the image. It's what catches our breath. And Buechner encourages pastors and preachers not to downplay that, but to let people know that something extraordinary is happening, that the God of the universe came down in flesh to save us and to give us hope, and to take our burdens. So that's what I got. I mean, I got out of all this. And that's it. So, thanks. Hope you guys are having a good night. Bye.